Okay. Alright, I'm just going to check my audio first because I seem to always have to mess with it. And check my audio first because I seem to always have to mess. Yep, apparently I do. Okay. I'm going to dip down my audio a bit. Alright. Let's pull that back and see how it is. Alright. Let's pull that back and see how it is. Alright, perfect. Alright. Not too annoying, not too bad. Alright. Somewhere in the middle. That's what I am, that's what I'm used to. Alright. So today, because so a little backstory. Apparently I bought a coin miner, and I did it partially as a, you know, I thought, why not, right? I've always kind of wanted one, and eventually what happened was that I settled on the mini Doge from Gold Shell. This thing here, Gold Shell Doge. So I settled on this thing because it's low power, it's not too noisy, and yeah, it's pretty, like, Dogecoin is somewhat popular right now, but the returns on this thing isn't that high. But I figured, why not? Like, you know, I don't really, like, I have money idly sitting there, and I kind of wanted to do a little bit of crypto where, you know, if this is making me passive income, and I hate that word sometimes, but if this is making me a little bit of money, then I figured, why not, right? Like, you know, it's just, I'm all about, I'm really obsessed with making money, so figured, why not just pick up one of these things. So this thing, unfortunately, costed about 800 US plus the duty fees, or import fees, which is another 60, 70. So all in all, it came out to be about 1,000 Canadian after the conversion and everything. The funny thing about this is that so the issue with this thing, again, like I said, it's going to be a little bit backstory. So the funny thing about this is that the unfortunate thing is that these guys only accept crypto. And so because they only accept crypto, the biggest issue that I have with it... Actually, I should promote my stream right now. Give me 1 second. Searching what I bought. I did not have a validator for this thing. Alright, let's validate this thing. Come on. Alright, validated. Alright, so... Beautiful. Alright. Researching SHIB. Oops. I am really bad at promoting myself, so I am doing this because I am really... Okay. I don't know why this is not validating, but StockTwits, you need a card validator or something. Researching what I bought. Come tell me what I get wrong. Okay, so long story short, I bought this miner. I threw in like 750 US, and Bitcoin went up. So this thing went to a peak of about 1,000. I don't see any. Okay, yeah. So basically, they only take Coinbase. I bought about 750 worth of, like, that's $750 worth of Bitcoin, and it just kept going up because of the time I bought it and so forth. So by the time I bought this thing, the Bitcoin I had, the 750 I put in was at 1,000. Bought it, had about $200 left in the thing, and I was just like, you know what? I really don't care about this $200. This was just like extra that kind of like yielded some profit because of I was holding Bitcoin at the time. I'm gonna throw it into SHIB because I really don't care. So apparently that joke that I did that I threw into it, the joke was kind of on me because I made about a 50% return on that thing, and I did not expect that. I thought that it would just like go to 30%, it'd be fine and all that sort of stuff. But if I have about 4 million SHIB in this thing right now, but like I figured, you know what, this would be a good topic and a good learning experience with me because I have not touched crypto in a long time. This was like when at the time that I researched crypto was when Bitcoin, like no one could really figure out or get like a small basis of like what crypto actually was. And I figured, you know, why not? It'd be a good learning experience stream for me as well. So here I am going once again going into something that I have no clue about, but yeah, should be relatively fun. So the first thing I figured I could do is I could go to their white papers. Because everybody always screeches to read the white papers, but no one ever actually reads the white papers. So let's read the white papers. Or the wolf papers, as they refer to it as. Is there a difference between these two? Also, because I don't think anybody really watches my live stream other than me and myself. But if you are, take notes. That's what I would say. Like, there's just you should not, you shouldn't be, you know, watching and just accepting everything I say. You should be verifying it because crypto was like that in the early days when people were just like making absolute ludicrous claims about what it could, should, and do wouldn't do. Like there was a couple where they were talking about like, oh, they would plant 2 million trees, right? But they never really went into too much detail of like how they were going to plant the 2 million trees. Like how is mining this crypto going to plant 2 million trees when your coin's literally not listed anywhere? It's not worth anything. They're like, oh, that's just a future plan. All right. So, yeah. Don't trust them. Always verify. Okay, so see if I can do this without. Hang on. I'm going to see if I can't do this without doxing myself again. The reader is not on this thing. All right. Why is this not? Why is the reader never translating over to this thing? Control. There we go. Should be added now, I'm guessing. Oh, okay. Alright, so it wants me to upload this thing. Such a pain in the ass. This is why people don't like having to read this thing. Or I just make it too difficult. Alright. Selection. Oh yeah, okay, cool. Just after I download the PDF, it just automatically pulls this up for me. Thank you. Pain in my ass. Alright, there we go.
Our journey wastes the insert.
It's not how I read. Her voice and ludicrous speed. That's the only way to read.
Our journey was the answer to simple question. What would happen if a cryptocurrency project was 100% run by its community? While it had termed if I literally includes the word decentralized, this is in reference to what
volume a little.
What would happen if a cryptocurrency project was 100% run by its community? While it had termed if I literally includest were decentralized decisive referencito economic status as opposite to its internal hierarchy. Our founder Ryoshi said this off our beginnings, where what would happen if a cryptocurrency project was 100% run by its community? While it had what would happen if a cryptocurrency project was 100 what would happen if a cryptocurrency project was 100% run by its community? While it had termed if I literally includest were decentralized decisive referencito economic status as opposite to its internal hierarchy. Our founder Ryoshi said this off our beginnings, wherein experiment in decentralized spontaneous community building. While none of us could have imagined it at the time these ways a concept thought would start a revolution. Projects built into the foundation of community involvement are in tamid wilderness of our future. As we move further away from rigid financial structures and traditional mindsets, we become free to discover new ways to solve a problem and relate to another. In a world ruled with the commodification of time, community-run projects are more than just a change of pace. They are a way to practice a radical acceptance of others. When success depends on the shared strength of the individuals who make up a collective, wherefore said to shift our perspective as to align with those around us. The Shiba Inu ecosystem is our way of recognizing the importance of tearing down these long-established paradigm. A community shall together be hundreds if not thousands of interconnected moments. By
Okay,
studying
so
strong to
this is just a bunch of jargon. What does it do? Who is its daddy? Was it do? Centralization, blah blah, usual stuff.
22021 opened our yesto how to control the average person has in the face of these overarching generational structures when GameStop pandemic stock value exploded seemingly overnight. Wall Street bets death waters of what it would look like to disperse control to consumers and inexperienced investors alike. 22021 opened our yesto how to control the average. It was inspiring but it didn't last long. Just when the movement seemed to be in the brink of success, it was throttled by the bureaucracy of our centralized society. However, not before this concept of a new power among the people to create. Months before his events made international news, Ryoshi was already setting his 100% community-based cryptocurrency experiment into motion. Cryptocurrency itself comes from the idea of reddefining wield and diet. Most if not all cryptocurrencies function within enforceable rules. It's easy to see when we look back at cases like the SEC's win over the Kin ecosystem, or when I consider how Binance Smart Chain seems to use centralized authority to over benefits over their decentralized partnerships. In the shift in economic landscape, cryptocurrencies which do not take their independence into their own hands.
This is just the usual like boilerplate, like we were inspired by blank and stuff like that. The origin stories. I don't really care about that. So it seems to be run by a guy named Ryoshi. I keep seeing that name pop up. Creator of Shiba Inu. We believe the power of blah blah. Community run token is nothing without the individuals. Yeah, we know about that stuff. So I have always heard that this coin has like an extremely strong community behind it. But I mean, like, I don't think it's so much. I mean, yeah, I would agree there is some strong community behind it, but like, I also think that when it gains essentially mainstream popularity, like it is with like making it on CNBC and stuff like that, I think it's somewhat in the mainstream, at least those who pay attention for trading. But I think that when it starts hitting like the normie news, the non-financial normie news, that's when it's actually like gone full mainstream. It's like in the public consciousness now, like crypto and GameStop and stuff like that. It's fairly in the public consciousness right now because there was just so much news coverage pointed towards it. But this one, it's like I think it was mostly crypto enthusiasts and then people who just wanted to get something that wasn't specifically Dogecoin kind of like esque. Like Dogecoin-esque kind of popularity yet, because they always want something cheaper and they want to, basically shoot for the moon on like things that didn't really make any, or say things that were literally originally worthless. I'm not saying this is worthless right now. I'm just saying that it's like the monumental rise it's had is absolutely nuts.
1.1. started from 0 with 0.
Oh yeah, and that's the other thing. This thing, I already know this off the bat, but this thing has a coin cap. I think it was like 1 quadrillion, and I think they give Vitalik about half of it or something like that. Hang on, let me check Coinbase, see what they say, because this is important. The problem with Dogecoin, because these guys originally said I might have done a little research beforehand, but originally these guys said that they wanted to be the Dogecoin killer, which isn't that hard because Dogecoin is a constantly inflating crypto where they're always minting new coins, whereas this thing is already pre-mined completely. Granted, pre-mined was like everything pre-mined is typically or was typically synonymous with pump and dumps because you know who's holding all the coins? Well, all the creators, the guys who made the thing, right? And then they just dump it on the unsuspecting market that comes through. This thing has that same kind of start appeal to it. Again, you know, this is kind of like the wild west of things. So like, good luck chasing after them if that's what they decide to do. But I guess enough of the community is buying into it right now that it's actually becoming feasible. Okay, so circulating supply, which again there's an extra nuance to this thing, is according to Coinbase 549.1 trillion according to Coinbase. All right. So this is important because if we look at Dogecoin circulating supply, they don't have as much right now, but they're constant because every year I think they mint about couple billion worth of Dogecoin because I think it's like every minute, like 10,000. Every block, every block is 1 minute, and it mints about 10,000 Dogecoins. So I mean, it's only a matter of time. Yes, it's not there right now, but like it's going to devalue itself over time if they don't have buyers like constantly buy into the thing because those who are mining it want to dump it because they need to make a return or pay off their hardware or make money for the next generation hardware, and that's always the battle that they have to fight. Because, like I showed earlier in the stream, also because I ordered such a small miner, there's not to say that no one is going to make like a better hash rate, lower powered or more quiet miner, and obviously the arms race is just going to keep escalating. But this thing, there's no miners on it, as far as I can tell right now, but there's no miners on it, and because it's already pre-mined. It's on the Ethereum blockchain network, so it's just basically piggybacking off of that right now.
1.1. We started from 0 with 0. It's the Spirito 4 projecto creates something out of nothing.
Oh my god, this is... We're not founded from an existing community, let alone pre-assembled team. The brilliant minds behind SHIB never collaborated before. They were a fresh team of developers, designers, moderators, marketers, and shillers. That's kind of disconcerting that they would come out and admit that. But when you join the SHIB army from anywhere in the world, you found... Honestly, this reads like a cult right now. You found where your talents could be used the best and got to work. We love Shiba Inu dogs. I'm more of a Corgi fan, but we are proud of where SHIB Army originated, blah blah. I'm gonna skip through this because without the reader, this thing is just so hard to read. So YF, unlike some fad networks, his top priority was to ensure the project was free to change and evolve with zero outside regulations impacting it, and F was the way to achieve that goal. Our army is able to hold their own tokens in a wallet and collect payments from around the world, all while remaining independent of moderating forces. Yeah, that's the general idea of crypto. They also sent 50% of the supply. Okay, yeah, so there it is. So, sent 50% of supply to Vitalik, creator of F. There's no greatness without a vulnerable point. As long as Vitalik doesn't rug us, then Shiba will grow and survive. I do think I remember what happened at this point. I think Vitalik sent this to a dead wallet to burn the coins. I was seeing Mudahar talk about something. I think it was Mudahar that was talking about this, but like he was saying that if you send it to a dead wallet that's inaccessible and stuff like that, you're essentially burning the coins and taking out of the supply circulation, which is why they're quoting this at $500 billion right now. And I think he said that he also, he sent about 90% of that to that burned burned wallet, and then the second, last 10%, he was trying to send it to like some relief fund or something, but he wasn't sure which one yet. That's up long ago. Alright, Vitalik, wait, actually no. Tokenomics, I think was the site he used. I can't find that website. There was a website to see the block, I think it was the blockchain, was it blockchain.com? Chain Explorer SHIB. Etherscan. Oh, okay, I think it was Etherscan. And my internet's going to shit right now. Alright, well, that's gonna, okay. Yeah, so, yeah, that was Vitalik. So he sent about 41% or hundreds, thousands, millions, billions, trillions. So about 410 trillion into the black hole, which is basically otherwise known as a, there was a pie chart I saw somewhere. I don't know what that is right now, but when it's sent to that, it's basically just burned. So it's literally gone from existence. And then they just sent it to all the respective exchanges to get it listed and get them liquidity. So they're all over the place, which is, you know, them being listed in a bunch of places is usually good because it provides a lot of liquidity. Gives it a lot of good trading volume and gives a little popularity and confidence in it. Let's see. Shiba Inus are incredible dogs from the tips of the nose to little teddy bear noses, while block curl tails. Yeah. By using Amazon Smile to collect and distribute a percentage of your Amazon purchases to Shiba Inu Rescue. I have no idea how to check that. I know what Smile is, but I've never actually seen it used in this way. I don't know how they're going to get around that, but let's see. They say that Amazon Smile to collect and distribute a percentage of Amazon purchases to Shiba Inu Rescue Association as donations. Citation needed. They have the charity organization too, the 501c3. Okay, so on SHIBSWAP, they're saying that there's three other tokens. I already kind of know a little about this. Tokenomics, solid design, technical implementation, and the viral growth for our good old-fashioned memes will reinforce the platform's strength and ultimately provide residual benefits to the ecosystem. Making a swap without a budget is a unique challenge, but tackling various genres and product lines, a focused development team rose from our ranks in our community. We know with our unified force and the power of Shiba, power of science, we will be successful in advancing the swap and ecosystem as a whole so that we reach new and spectacular heights together. The best is yet to come. The starting tokenomics of SHIBSWAP. Shiba Inu token and Shiba Army have evolved beyond a simple experiment. As the publishing of this document and the release of SHIBSWAP, we have become a decentralized ecosystem enriched by its own DEX. This redefines SHIB as more than it could ever be by itself, and why SHIB Inu will outperform, outlast, and outshine every crypto which attempts to emulate it. SHIBSWAP will highlight our 3 flagship tokens. SHIB. Okay, so yeah, so 3 tokens. 3 tokens. So SHIB was actually included in that. So SHIB was one of them. Leash was another, and then Bone giggity, was the third. On SHIBSWAP, your SHIB will dig for bones or even bury their tokens. Okay. Our best. Okay, so that to me just reads that when they say dig, that basically says that they're staking it, and then burying it sounds like they're just staking it as well, but like they're just taking. Okay, so I do know a little bit about the second one, which is they basically said that they were going to, you can bury it to remove it from active circulation, which kind of screws with a lot of like a lot of the calculations like Coinbase has, because they have it at the 549 trillion in circulation or whatever, right? As this comes back on and them adding it, we saw this with what the Fed does, where it causes inflation, and because you're introducing more into the supply, you're devaluing the rest of it. But I mean, it's a double-edged sword when you give them the ability to just kind of remove it and put it back into circulation. And from what I understand, I think you have to have it there for up to a year, or if you cut it early, from what I understand. Again, this is just me speculating or just kind of trying to remember what I read before. But if you cut it early, then you don't get that interest payment. You don't get the bone or the leash. It just gets lost, or it gets passed on to the next person, whatever. But honestly, if you need the cash then now, I mean, like, I would fault you if you had to, you know, alleviate some of it. Yeah, still trading in the day. All the Bitcoin stuff are doing pretty good right now, but whatever. Okay, so when Shibas dig, bury, or swap, they generate returns that are distributed to the puppy pools, where SHIB Army has either buried their tokens or are digging for bones. Okay. Okay, so when you bury, you stake the tokens, and then, yeah, so I was right then. So like, you bury tokens, you're staking them. So, okay, yeah. So when you bury it, you're staking them, and then liquidity par is okay. These pools will then distribute rewards proportionally. Okay, hang on. So back up here. Okay, all right. So I see. So basically, when you do anything with the token, you're paying a fee, and then that fee goes to the people who are staking it, staking or burying it. Okay, so the taken from transactions are used to pay people staking. While the tokens received a fixed percentage of bone, the SSLP pools are distributed as BPB, bone per block, based on the allocation points of each block. Okay, yeah. Furthermore, certain puppy pools are eligible for double or even triple returns. Okay, that's... Okay, I would have to ask what the supply of bone and leash are, because that's actually interesting. Leash, circulating supply. It literally called it the Doge killer. Okay, so about 100,000 leash apparently. 100. I don't know why they picked that number, but it seems like an arbitrary number to pick. But I guess there's an inside joke there somewhere. Total supply of leash, and then how many of there are bone. So they're circulating. Okay, so the max supply is about 250 million bones. 250 million bones. Total supply of bones. Or sorry, that's a max supply. Current circulating. Hold on. Okay, so there's about 100 mil missing. The 250 max supply, 150 mil total supply. 7 million circulating supply. Where is the 100 mil bone supply? That's a question I should really try to find an answer for later, because that might be important. Shake Payment's world as a puppy in August of 2020 after we finished minting 1 quadrillion tokens, put half of it into Uniswap and threw away the keys. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, no, sorry, my bad. That was in reference to Vitalik stuff. SHIB was ground zero for so many popular projects today where we were first to allow diamond hands to hold billions, even trillions of our tokens in their wallets, as well as being the first spontaneous community building experience, decentralized setting. Again, like a lot of these, it would have been really hard to pick this one out because this reads like a lot of the other white papers I've read in the past, where it's just like, we really believe in the project. You know, we wholeheartedly believe in this project because it's going to change the world or whatever, that kind of nonsense and stuff like that, right? They haven't really said anything of full substance. Although I will give them some credit, they did explain a little bit of how their blockchain works and how the transaction fees are generated, because most of them don't really say how they're going to do it. They just kind of white papers, there's nobody to give them an audit essentially when they release a white paper. The SEC isn't there to be like, okay, well, you didn't mention how this works exactly, or you didn't talk about like the fee structures and stuff like that. There's no one really to verify this. Is more of like a crowdsource situation. But they said that they earned the nickname Dogecoin Killer because they had the ability to outpace the value of Dogecoin exponentially. Oh, I think a lot of coins have that potential, especially if they don't have a constantly minting mechanic to it, but without ever crossing the 1 cent mark. Okay, so they believe they can become a Dogecoin killer without crossing the 1 cent mark. We are the dog that boldly went where no dog has gone before. At the time of this writing, we are recognized around the world, potentially even by Elon Musk, which he did respond to them. He does know they exist, but he also said that they asked him, the Twitter account asked him, it's like, do you hold any, how much Shiba Inu do you hold? Right? And he's just like, none. So, many have tried to follow our wagging tail, but the form and function of our project eclipses their hype. Now, SHIB is the first cryptocurrency token to be listed and incentivized on the SHIBSWAP. Okay, we're going to have to check that out later. So, SHIBSWAP. Okay, check that out later. Hopefully it doesn't play any DMCA music. Alright, so please note that the SHIB in Vitalik's wallet at the time of writing this was his #1 highest value token, even exceeding the value of Ethereum in there. An incredible accomplishment, and we're just getting started. Okay. So they wrote this in February, March, April. So April, late April. Alright. So these are just stats. I don't care about these ones. SHIB incentive double returns your Shiba Inu token for Bone. Distributed in the pool of SHIB, which is the staked version of SHIB. Powerful includes 3% of Bone per block location, but it's also pools 0.3 blah blah. Okay, so that's the structure. So when you have the Shiba Inu, you bury it, and it goes to the SHIB pool, and then you get SHIB X. Okay. You also get returns 33%, 60 locked for 6 months. So we should actually be coming out of that lock today. So whatever they had locked actually is coming out today then. That would actually explain why SHIB actually took a crash. But SHIB came out of lock today, 10/29/2021. 66% of whatever was locked in the SHIB pool. Okay. That's kind of funny, because it's like they actually had an IPO kind of rule around them where they just locked up their shares for 6 months and couldn't sell them. But hell, if it, I think it, yeah. So wait, hang on. This is SHIB specific, right? Oh, okay, no, this is for the staking pool. So the staking pool should have about 6 months of that thing, whatever that's in the staking pool, unlocked now. So that's going to be interesting. And then I missed the top section here. So eligible SHIB swap transactions, 3% bone minted per block. So they're basically proof of staking, bone minting and stuff like that. All the transactions. Okay, cool. And this is basically the same thing, except that SHIB F, so forth. Okay, cool. Leash is the second token in the SHIB ecosystem. It was originally envisioned to be a rebase token tied to the price of Dogecoin. How are you going to be the Dogecoin killer if you're going to tie yourself to the thing you're trying to kill? Later, it was decided that Leash would turn off the rebase function. The keys to allow rebase were burnt to ensure this, and I have a little bit of an issue when they say that these keys were burned and stuff like that. I don't know how you would actually verify that, but yeah. Though simple, the fact that Leash tokenomics are the polar opposite of SHIB, making it even more intriguing. Okay. SHIB was made to have an enormous supply, 1 quadrillion, with half locked away, whereas the supply of Leash is only 100,000. So this is already pre-mined. The low supply of tokens minted and the demand and reward for holding Leash and Leash SSLP has led to a meteoric rise similar to that of SHIB. It's quite possible it's just getting started. Yeah, that thing was stupidly expensive, like 2K per coin and stuff. Leash incentives. So when staked, it generates Leash. X Leash. Okay, so X Leash holders are part of the X Leash holds. Blah, blah, they will gain bone. 0.5% of all bone per block. So same mechanic. So each coin seems to have their own reward token and structure linking to one another. Okay, and same infrastructure. Moreover, to encourage Leash liquidity, the Leash SSL peak token puppy pool gathers around 0.3 of all WBTC swaps, and okay, this is the stablecoin swaps transactions and 0.3% of all USDC swap transactions. Okay, yeah, so they're basically collecting. That's where they're getting this from. Is from the fees from the transaction with that. All right. Yeah, so this is generally the same. Bone is extra special, only available on SHIBSwap, has 250 million tokens and is designed to fit perfectly between the two tokens in regards to circulating supply. Moreover, the token is a governance token which allows the SHIB army to vote on proposals for 2022, as well as token pairs will be added on SHIBSwap. The more bone you hold, the more weight you're... Okay, yeah, so this is... So they basically were structuring this like most publicly traded companies. Get T-bone when you bury Bone tokens. T-Bone entitles the holders to hold a part of a pool that gains 1% of all bone per block. Alright. Same structure, same stuff. Okay, so to get SHIBSWAP off on the right paw, we are having a 2-week liquidity event. During these 2 weeks, you can bring your liquidity from selected pairs, Uniswap, SushiSwap, to receive parts of the Bone returns. Bone will mint 10 times normal rate only during the 2-week event. If you have liquidity parked on another exchange, bring it to SHIBSWAP for 100,000 bones per block, 900 after the Bone development and reward allocations during the liquidity event. After the liquidity event, the Bone... Okay, so originally I didn't really like it, but I like what they're talking about right now because they actually seem like they are putting in some sort of effort into this thing, and they thought about some of the structures, especially... I'm guessing they probably designed this off of like a lot of stock market structure, because everything I'm reading, it seems to follow that thing, especially with like, you know, the 6-month lockup and so forth, and just encouraging liquidity and stuff. So, following list showcases the tokens available for deposit during the SHIB liquidity event with associated allocations pairing amounts. Okay. Yeah, this is all past, so I really don't care about that anymore. So, we believe being part of the SHIB RB should come from benefits you receive. For this reason, we do not allow wallets from exchanges to receive any returns from SHIBSWAP. This blacklist style feature is exclusive to SHIBSWAP because several of the top SHIB wallets are from exchange platforms. The GUR list feature will ensure that the holders on the exchange who want to access SHIBSWAP returns won't have to worry that the exchange might try to stake with their tokens and then freeze withdrawals. Okay, all right. We already seen the suspicious freezing take place in centralized exchanges, so this secret feature being coded into our swap weeks ago seemed to be a good idea. All right, I respect it. So created a blacklist for exchanges who will try to utilize their holdings to stake with supposedly centralized exchanges. Freeze your token, freeze your wallet because they are staking your coins. That's a net positive for it. I gotta say, like, between reading this white paper up till this point and reading some of the ones that I had in the past, Bitcoin's come a really long way, because if you read something like the Dogecoin papers, like, which I have a video up on, it was literally just created as a joke, and it was like less than 7 pages. And it just explained how it worked. Most of it was just, you know, blank space and diagrams and stuff like that to explain how it works. But like, it just seems like it was kind of, again, not faulting him because he achieved his objective, which was like he just made a coin, right? But it was very bare. This one actually seems kind of well thought out based on what I'm reading so far, which, you know, I'm not dissatisfied because I'm holding some right now and I'm already up. Yeah, about like 50%, so. Hell, if this keeps going up, if this leaps up by another 300-400%, I could probably buy a second miner. that'd be sweet. Okay, so features SHIBSWAP. Sure longevity of SHIBSWAP and the Shiba Inu ecosystem, 5% blah blah blah. We already read that. Okay, so they have a marketing fund. Oh, okay, so this is the reserve that they have, I think. Because there was about 100 mil missing. And, okay, yeah, so they did reserve that 100 mil then, I think. This doesn't add up to 100 mil, but probably some of it's to pay out people, some of it was just reserved. So this fund, so 50% of Bone that they had will be put towards financial relief that our developers, admins, and marketing team need to make their ecosystem their full-time focus. We want these talented individuals to continue building on. So far, I mean, like, I think they did a fantastic job. building a solid foundation. They gifted us with their own time, money, and energy. Developers. This allocation will allow each of the volunteer developers to be both compensated for the individual investments into SHIBSWAP and offer salaries so that they can work exclusively in the ecosystem for years to come. Original admins, about 1.2 million bone. OG admins are the veterans of the SHIB army, and they have earned medals in fighting daily FUD and fending off bot takeovers. This fund allows the dev team to have a trusted group of admins deployed across multiple channels to secure a safe space where Shiba fans build community without being bothered by FUD, scams, and other issues. Marketing. 1 million. The ecosystem is even more impressed when you consider that so far the entire effort has succeeded without spending $1 on marketing. However, this bone pile will allow the team to deploy international marketing strategies such as commercials that will make SHIB the freshest mainstream cryptocurrency name, sharing the ranks with Bitcoin and Ethereum. Let's see, 50% development fund. This fund will be put towards the continued advancement of our Shiba Inu ecosystem. After SHIBSWAP has launched, it is up to us to keep that momentum going. This allocation will give us the rocket fuel we need to send this puppy to the moon and beyond. The fund will also allow us to quickly expand on concepts from top secret 2021 rough maps with a real budget upon completion and so forth. Okay, so that's about 6.2, so 7.2, 9.5, 13. I'm reading about 19 and a quarter million coins here, but I don't know where the rest of the rest of the 80 went into the liquidity event. It seems like. Let's see. Yeah, so I'm guessing the rest of the 80% went into this liquidity event, but I don't know. They're still missing from the thing, so I'm just guessing that part right now. Our roadmap will remain top secret to ensure our continued advantage in this highly competitive space, but releasing a basic overview will allow our holders to understand the intentions of the core development team. We will standardize Shiba Inu products and integrate them into the global marketplace for long-term success. This will look like launching our artist incubator and upcoming NFT projects, which I saw they launched a whole bunch of Shiba Inu samurai type of things, but yeah, I figured I'd just make you a mod or something like that. Yeah, you're always here anyways, so okay, so the roadmap remains tightly guarded. We are happy to reveal our next token will be shipped via Shiba Treat. Okay. Treat is another very special token. Detailed tokenomics will be revealed after the liquidity event with an update to this document. Prepare tokens, blah blah blah. Started the seed idea, but what happened? Blah blah blah.
The Shiba community started with the seed of an idea. What could happen with no centralized team, no funding, and no direct leadership? Could decentralization actually work? Could we follow the perfect storm of digital currencies like BTC or Doge except perpetuate some think that is fully community driven instead? Now while I do stay around and make it my mission to defend the brand and protect the community from leakers and scammers, the volunteer team has done amazing work and built the future of Mamiko and finance through SHIBASWAP. This is the beginning of a new era for decentralized communities. When the time is right, SHIBASWAP will be a crucial point of contact between the decentralized world and global communities, allowing us to actualize your vision of widespread adoption.
Okay, well. Okay, so the treat paper should be out now, I think, because they said 2 weeks afterwards. So Shiba Inu treat white papers. Apparently not. Okay. All right. Well, that's something to look out for. So they want to create a fourth coin called Treat within the SHIB ecosystem. Okay. Well, paper was supposed to be released months ago, but I am able to find it at this moment. Should also add to this thing. So about 20 million bone supply accounted for because they used it to pay the team and for future growth prospects. Okay. All right. Okay, so let's go look at SHIBSWAP. Okay, so you can dig, which is another form of staking. So provide liquidity to earn bone. Buy, sell, and trade 10,000 unique SHIBTOSHIs for NFTs. Unique and only available on SHIBSWAP. You do not need to want to miss on. Okay, so that's something I want to check out later as well. Bury, which is another staking, blah blah blah. Swap, tell your Shiba Inu to fetch new tokens. Swap your tokens for other tokens. Needs to check their stash. Okay, so let's check that out. Stake SSP and claim return. Okay. Okay, so is this their total supply? I don't know. Okay, so SHIBTOSHI Social Club. 10,000 exclusive Shiba Inu generated non-fungible tokens. Okay, so like they said. For instance, Laser Eyes, Party Hat. I like a lot. These are pretty cute. I like a lot of them. Okay, join the club. Or click here to. You should click on the red subscribe button, by the way. Purchase your exclusive Shiba Inu at OpenSea in case you don't own one. There's never been a better time. OpenSea is a very popular NFT marketplace. Okay. Even better, enhanced SHIBTOSHI base level in a 5 attribute life force evasion attack. Okay, so it looks like they're trying to. Oh, okay, yeah. So they're basically trying to create like an art collection, like how what was that artist that had like his blue period and stuff like that. Okay, so this is just market statistics. I don't see anything about treat yet. All right, well, I think a lot of my ad blockers are blocking a lot of the functionality of this website, but all right, so oh yeah. Okay, no, sorry, my thing was just slow. Okay, so apparently you can swap it for these tokens on there. SHIBSWAP seems like an exchange in itself because they have all these other things here. Interesting. Saitama Inu, what the hell? Okay, learn die. Pickle token, okay. Yeah, so this looks like they have their own exchange on their website. It seems. I mean, not a bad thing. You want to control a little bit of that, but it's a very profitable market to be in. All right, not gonna tell me much anyway. So, okay, so yeah, this is basically what you can put in there and have as a reward structure. Okay, so let's say. Okay. So it supports all that stuff. That's pretty cool. All right. All right. So I have nothing to really gravitate to right now. Let's see. This is their. I think this is their. What's their official Twitter account? Okay. I did see something last night that was kind of interesting where for someone was trying to explain this. I think they said that there was a lot of theories and speculation out on this, right? But originally on Coinbase, what had happened was that this was actually 5 zeros, not 4. And when it became 4, this guy had like a very wild theory where they said that, oh, well, there's a error mechanic with the total circulating supply, and that's actually a lot less than what people say it is. It's only about 300,000 or whatever, right? But other people, other exchanges like Coinbase were saying there's 500,000, it's a pricing error, and that a bunch of coins just got burned and stuff like that. From what we just read earlier, it seems like there was a large supply that just came back and hit the market on Bone or whatever, and on Bone or one of the other coins on their exchange, on their network. I don't know, but like I would assume that some of them could have probably sold that off and probably bought their own coin back. I have no clue, but when they come out of the lockup, typically people do sell some, if not all of their shareholdings in that company if they don't believe in it. But it seems to have essentially braced the impact of it so far from what I've seen. So again, I don't know if that's a good or bad thing right now. The good thing they have right now is that they have a cap on their max total circulating supply. If they didn't have that, then they'd just be for every day that they're not going up. Sorry, not every day, but every day that they don't have fresh new money going into the thing, it's just gonna slowly whittle itself away. And thankfully, they don't have that right now, so they don't have that issue that Dogecoin has, or that Litecoin has. I say Litecoin has too, but Litecoin, I can't remember how much they mint in every block and how fast they mint every block, but it's the same structure. It's on the same algorithm as Dogecoin, so there's no cap on its total supply. It's just like a really slow inflationary coin that devalues itself constantly. My Bitfarm's doing well. All right. So SHIB has grown quite a lot. Only part of the ecosystem doing it. Leash value is important, and exchanges are listening to its demand. Okay, so they're starting to get leashed all the other coins listed. Okay, yeah. So this is the other tweet that I was reading last night. So SHIB Army, we've not stopped working to make CoinMarketCap provide answers in regard to circulation issues. As reported earlier by many, a bug by the engineering team's migration to a new infrastructure is causing the circulations to be off. So, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So this is what that guy was talking about yesterday about like the whole. It should actually be about 300,000, especially with the burn coins and what's his face, Vitalik burning the coins and stuff like that. Okay. I have no idea what that is. So their promotion team is very on point with a lot of their stuff. If it's one thing I learned from a resident marketer, that is that there's a lot of bright colors in this marketing thing, and a lot of people gravitate to that. On top of that as well, this is a grievance I have with one of my current stocks. The creators or their Twitter account, their marketing is very like active. They're always talking to the community. They're always releasing updates. They're always like very present, right? It gives the appearance that someone is manning their Twitter account like 24/7, and some of the other companies, especially one that I'm in right now, like they release it like when they feel like they release it. It almost feels like they are insulted that you are beneath. They act as if you are beneath them, and they act insulted that you even ask them for updates, which is the shittiest thing to do to your investors. But I will play with it for now, but I'm not going to take it completely forever. So enjoy it while it lasts. Yeah. So they are very on point with their marketing, especially with the memes. They extremely on point. So yeah, this is just mostly marketing stuff. Did I? Yes, cross the hour mark. All right. All right. Well, all in all, we went through the white papers. To recap, we went through the white papers. This is the things I found. So Ryoshi is the name of the creator. They had about 1 quadrillion coins, and they sent 50% of the supply to Vitalik, who burned about, from what we saw on Etherscan, about 40% of it. The other 10%, Vitalik said that he wanted to give to a charity, any sort of relief fund, which is very noble of him. A bunch of it went to exchanges and stuff like that, but the current circulating supply, according to Coinbase, is about 500 billion. Again, little citation needed within that thing. They are trying to do some charity work with Amazon Smile, which again, citation needed. They currently have 3 tokens in their network. They have SHIB, Leash, Bone, and then they were talking about Treat, but I don't know what happened with that because it was supposed to be released a couple months ago, but I haven't seen anything in terms of white papers or any literature on it so far. So when you have Shiba tokens, you can bury them, which is basically staking, or like all these other their own custom terms for like burying, swapping, stake. It's all staking. So they basically they get paid to stake these coins because they're loaning it out. They're getting transaction fees from the loans and stuff like that, and so forth. And that's how they're paying the people for staking their coins. The total supply of one of their coins is about of their leash is about 100,000, and there's about 200,000 with their bone supply. There's currently about 7 million of that bone circulating, and about 100 mil just kind of missing. We only know about like 20 mil that is accounted for because they are used to pay their team and for future growth prospects, and they come in at about 2,000 US dollars per bone, which is pretty good, especially if they are holding on to about 20 million of that. You guys can do the math for that thing, but they believe they can become the Dogecoin killer without crossing the 1 cent mark, which is again not a hard feat because Dogecoin is an inflationary crypto, so it will constantly devalue itself. We found out that apparently Shiba Inu, some of their SHIB holdings in their network came out of the lockup that they had, the 6-month lockup that they had today, and it was locked in whatever kind of SHIB pool or whatever, right? But each coin seems to have their reward token structure. So like Shiba and Shiba X gets you paid with like leash or bone depending on what you do with it, and then leash has leash X, which you get paid out in in the leash X network, X leash network, which you get paid out with bone or Shiba, whatever, and so forth, like et cetera. They also, which is a nice thing, which not a lot of people are aware of, they created a blacklist for exchanges who will try to stake your coins without your permission, and they will essentially freeze your wallet because they're staking with your coins, right? They want to make that revenue from holding your coins, which is in the normal world, in the regulated world, would be somewhat illegal because like it would basically be like your exchanges, the stock exchange taking your shares and loaning it out to people without giving you compensation or even telling you that they're doing it. The shares are yours, depending on what your contract says to like who owns the shares. Typically, you should want one where it says that you are the owner, like you actually own those shares, you own the custody of those shares and stuff like that, right? And then for them to loan it out is illegal. It's nice that they are trying to establish that atmosphere. It tells me that based on the 6 months and 6-month lockup and this thing, it seems like they actually have some good financial people in the backgrounds of it. Let's see. And they also wanted to create a 4th coin within their Shiba Inu Shiba ecosystem, which I need to go research later. I really want to know what this flippening thing is. Surging 50th. What is that? Oh, okay. So this is just basically for to overtake Dogecoin. All right. So that's what they mean by flippening. All right. Yeah. I mean, like, so far I found out what again, this is like not a lot to anchor to, but I mean, you take your own risk when you put money towards stuff like this. But I don't know. So far, I put in money I don't care about. About like $200. I made about a 50% return so far on thing. If this thing keeps going up, great. I can buy another miner with this thing, and that's basically what I'm going to do with it. I'm not going to hold this for long term, but yeah. I don't know if you're still here or not, Neandra, but if you have any questions or you want to say something, or anybody else wants to say something, go ahead. I did my hour. Okay. Alright. Okay, so I guess I'm going to end it here. I don't think anybody really watches this long, but in case they do, please subscribe, like, comment, share my channel and everything. Trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. I'm doing it the hard way because apparently I just don't have the luckiness with the... Oh, you're up 250% of SHIB? That's nice. Yeah, some of the guys I know, they keep lamenting because they're like, oh, SHIB is only like 640 satoshis. Maybe I should get in like a couple months ago. And they just kept lamenting, and then finally, when they did it, it was kind of too late. They're not dissatisfied right now because they said they're up like 300% and stuff like that. But they're like, it's the FOMO that they had, right? But yeah, I think I got a call here. So like I was saying before, like, share, comment, subscribe. Trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. I'm doing it the hard way because apparently I don't like to be the hype master and jump on my chair and be like, oh my god, this thing went up like 0.00001% and stuff like that. I'm not trying to shill or do any of that stuff. I'm not about that life. You won't catch me jumping on the chair, much like you won't catch Warren Buffett jumping on his chair. And who cares? Who really knows about Warren Buffett, right? Not a lot of normies really care about him because, old timer. What has he done so special that, Queen Kathy hasn't done, that sort of thing, right? As much as I would love to jump into that category of being a total F-boy, it's not me. I can't do it. I can't jump into that thing. So, hopefully, with the way that I do things, there are at least a small enough group of people, hopefully at least another 629 people could subscribe to get me up to at least 1,000 subscribers. Once I get that, I don't care after that. But yeah, I'm rambling too much anyway. So I mean, there's only so many people that can be wealthy anyways, right? Otherwise, if everybody's wealthy, then no one's wealthy. Yeah, I guess I could probably just leave it at that. Yeah, follow me on my socials, subscribe to me on Subscribestar. I actually added a Patreon because I figured everybody's so used to Patreon anyway, so I added the Patreon as well. Subscribe to me on either or. You guys can look at my watch lists, some of the strategies I'm working on currently as well. We can have a one-on-one and so forth, private groups, so forth, the whole jazz and stuff like that. But yeah, I'll leave it there. Thank you for watching, and just remember, just because you're a day trader doesn't mean you have to trade every single day. Later, Neandra.